Hello.
Good afternoon. Just about.
It is indeed.
Good evening.
How are we all?
Oh, just peachy. Well,
Passably well, thank you. Passably well.
All right.
How are
peaches
you?
and radishes.
Yes.
Right, so to explain what has happened and why there's a time change for anyone who's not aware, any of the wonderful audience, for a couple of weeks now, we had moved. Australia had moved, or certain states turned on daylight savings time. So we sprang forward the clocks and all that sort of stuff, which is fine. But yesterday, the UK then fall back. So with that time change, the 2 p.m. UK was suddenly 1 a.m. here, and to start a 2-hour show at 1 a.m. is probably uncool. And I value my wife and my life, so there was a last minute, well, almost, sort of like, oh, we're going to have to do something, and the spur of the moment thing, hey, let's move it back 2 hours to make it match. So that's where we are, and So this we'll see what happens after this episode, but I'm pretty sure this could well be the new time slot for this one until daylight savings changes again in, say, 5 months' time or whenever it is. We'll see.
Yeah.
So yes, thank you all for joining. Hey, Mikey, let's do the comments before they get overwhelming.
Yeah, I was just writing a message in private chat. In the private chat. You can guess what it's about.
Oh, I've been fired.
Have you?
No, I'm still here.
So, Duke says, we're only going to do this first lot of hellos and stuff. I'm not going to keep saying hello to everyone. Only if it's to us.
Great comment there. Love it.
Scale Modeling Twins, I don't know who that is, says, no, Duke, the first comment's mine. And Tiffany says, second is mine. It's not a bloody competition, you know.
Oh, it is now.
Julie says, drat, third comment. He says, morning, Tiff, evening, SMT. That sounds like a STD.
Maybe it is.
No. You are going viral. Julie says, first like anyway.
Starts already.
Oh, John's
everybody wants a dose of the clap.
Yeah, a dose of the John.
Moving on.
Scott's model says, good evening, all.
Hey,
that's a look at Marley waves.
Hey, Paul.
Duke says, I don't even care that this is the 7th comment. Wipe small tear from the eye. Duke says, good day, all you beautiful people. Good day.
Hey, Duke.
Hello.
Jim says, good morning from... Jim says, good morning from a chilly Chicagoland area. Good morning. And I'm impressed that you actually managed to come in on time, given the change of times. And the fact that you get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning anyway to watch the shows in the summertime.
Yeah, I was up early to play D&D this morning, but, you know.
Not about you. What about Jim?
Oh, of course, it's Jim. There's other people here.
He goes to sleep at 1 and gets up at 2 to watch live streams.
Madness. Moving on.
Kieran says, afternoon, everyone. Jim says, good morning, Modmin.
Morning, Duke.
That was Jim.
Jim, sorry.
Duke says, you'll have to have 3 coffees just to warm up, Jim.
I don't think I fully woke up yet.
Peaches is in. He says, hey, all. Hello, Stu.
Hello. Very welcome.
Yes. Stu is going to come on the panel, and if he lets me, I will explain why we call him Peaches. Stu says, Peachy. Very good. Jim says, yes, indeed, Duke. It's a chilly 3 degrees C. And Tiffany said, hello and welcome, Stuart. June says, hi, Scott, Paul, Duke, Jim, Kim, Stu. Duke says, happy 30th plus 1 day, Tiff.
Yeah.
It was Modder's birthday yesterday. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Tiffany says, thank you, Duke. June says, hi, Gary.
Hello.
Says, good morning to our 3 gracious hosts. Oh, now we get a good morning. Thank you very much, Jim. Jim says, good tag, Julian Hall. Stu says, unless the UK decides to no longer change the times, this is getting talked about.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
It's talked about all the time. They never do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Jim says, thanks for changing the time, guys, but I'll be away anyway. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Awake anyway. There you go. That's true because he's asleep. He watches people sleep for a living, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He's the creepy guy that stands over and watches.
No. Videos of people sleeping. That's even worse.
Oh, yeah. It's the mess that he leaves behind afterwards that's the problem. And Julie says, SNT, sexual Muppet tragedy. And that's the comments.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, this is a fun show. I love this show.
Right. Ah,
So, what are you working on today, Gary?
I'm working on my little Martin Baker tank buster
Ooh.
that I have. I've done the basic camouflage for it. I'm just painting the spinner white so I can put some red on top, paint up the props, paint the gun barrels, a bit of other stuff here and there, and then that'll be done in a day or so. And it's fun. It's a resin kit. So I've built a resin kit for a very, very long time.
Huh.
I've quite enjoyed it. So there we go.
Looks like pretty cool.
did that ever fly, or was it just a
It
drawing?
was never made. It was a
Right.
drawing board thing, and then they thought, nah.
You know,
Nah. But then, of course,
So-
they had typhoons eventually and they started putting rockets on stuff. I think carrying a 6-pounder gun is great.
£6.
Yeah, it's a 57mm Mollins, like on the Mark 18 Mosquito.
Wow.
So it would have been a great anti-tank weapon, in theory. But I think they thought that just having that one gun was a little bit restrictive of the type. But
No wonder
I'm
it's a
pretty
pusher.
sure had it actually gone into service, they would have worked on strengthening the wings, having more stores on it, maybe putting machine guns on it as well, or cannon, to give it a sort of a bit of a variety. But it's just an interesting thing, and Unicraft made a kit of it, and Nick sent it to me, so I might as well make it. And I love weird stuff. I love weird planes.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, there we go. So what are you up to, John?
Well, so there's I'll change the camera. There's 2 things. Well, 3, no, 4 if you include the train. But yeah, the daughter's car hasn't really progressed. We've just painted that silver. Surge. I'm making Surge, which is a Honda Jazz. Anyway, so this is the Valom 72nd scale Hamden. Looking Hamden-like.
That's pretty cool.
Change the camera. Well, it's yeah. Well, so I haven't the transparencies. The glazing does not fit, as you can see on the side there. What I've got to do is once now it's painted, I could take these off again, and because what I had done is stick the sides onto the fuselage and then put the rest of the glazing over the top there. Does not line up. So I'll take it off again, try it, gluing it to the rest of the canopy, and then trying to pop it into place. We'll see how that goes. The rest of it is sort of work. These are Montex masks generally, unless where there's big curves, because the Montex ones do not like curves. So they just keep lifting off. Case in point, there, it's sort of just coming off there. Anyway, so that's I need to just finesse that the bit of camouflage there, and then all the bottom's going to be black. I've painted the window glazing already, just so I don't have to bother with those masks again. But that's coming along. Yeah, that'll look okay. It's looking like a Hamden, but I cannot wait for ICM's 48 scale one. It's about time we had a good model of one of these. The other one that's in progress is this is a Qatari 32nd scale Spitfire Mark 1A mid. Coming up the home stretch now. So what happened last 2 days ago? I dropped it upside down, broke the other mast, the antenna mast.
You hooligan.
Well, there's two types in it. So this is the second one. So if I break this one, then I'm out of options because the other one broke into about three or four pieces. And you can see around the nose, it's got a little tiny Zuz fastener decals, where I painted gloss. So it's got them. It's got even little stencils underneath the exhaust stubs there. So it's remarkable detail in this kit. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's got little serial number. You wouldn't be able to see that. Serial number plates at the back of the horizontal stab there, in between the two holes on the horizontal stab. So it's a remarkable kit with a so what'll happen now for this show is I'll start sort of putting in a panel wash and all that sort of stuff. So this is very close to being finished, and that's me. Back to the studio.
Very good.
Modders, are you working on anything today?
I'm gonna try the little trick with the spoon to try and get that purple that I want.
Right.
But other than that, I don't want to. I want to build them, but I also don't want to build them.
Yeah.
I've got
Dust.
gunship.
Ooh, nice. Little tiny helicopter.
Nice.
Yeah, I've got the HMS Victory.
Yay. I've got HMS Victory.
Oh, sorry. Can I say that again? The Victory? Oh, that one. Yeah. Nice.
And I also have Furious Dodge Charger. Now, these are supposed to be Christmas presents, but my mum let me buy them early just because they will have Hobbycraft were having a 3 for 2 sale. So I got the gunship for free.
Cool.
Excellent.
Well, the other day I ordered a 1/350th scale Los Angeles class submarine. And even at 1/350th, it's still 31 centimeters long.
Yeah. The Victory is 22.5 centimeters long.
Well, if I enjoy doing the Los Angeles, then I might have to get in a cooler class to go with it and have them facing each other. So, what am I working on today? I shall switch my camera over. We're going for that one. No, other camera. There we go. Because they both got the same name because they're both the same cameras. Okay, so let's start with clue 1. Any ideas? Any ideas what it might be?
It's a bag of bits.
It is indeed, John. Well done. You get a gold star.
Oh, it's a. Oh no, I cannot tell. I cannot tell what that is.
What about that one? Right, focus it. No?
Nope.
No.
Still pretty much in the dark.
What about that? That focuses. There you go.
Oh,
should be a bit of a giveaway.
It's a World War I trench.
Ooh, you're getting close. Yeah, focus. There you go. It's a World War I German soldier coming over the top of a trench with his gas mask on.
Wow.
So, everything else I'm working on at the minute is at the spraying stage. I don't like spraying on live streams, so I might as well do this because I've been wanting to do it for ages.
Sure.
So that's what I'm working on.
Nice.
Yeah. Julian says, well, it's only been a century since the UK government brought in the temporary time change to assist the farmers in World War One. Tiny detail that farmers work to when they can see not the time. Okay.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Julian says, unless we're 6 modders, in which case our survey asks, are we there yet?
It wasn't me that put that up.
Stuart says, a dude with a life ring. You. He's got a flamethrower. Jim says, Mikey, is this true or false? Hell no. Shall we put the... Sorry? What?
I've just learned something. So this is Winsor Newton Payne's Grey.
Yes.
I've just learned that Starship Filth is just simply Payne's Grey, because that's both of them there, and you cannot tell the difference between them.
Huh. Well, there's a thing.
There's the thing. Right, that's going to take a bit.
Well, the interesting thing about doing these models is they don't come with instructions. Because they're resin, you have to use super.
Excellent.
Let's let a couple of people on the chat panel.
Oh, sure.
I've already put the link in.
Oh, you're so good. Thank you, modders. So, Peaches, come on. Get your backside up here. Get that peachy butt up here.
And if need be, if there's more than like 2 people that want to come up, I'll jump down. I don't mind.
Okay, dokie. It's very kind of you. Ooh. Gary, whilst you're on here,
Yeah.
I mentioned to Mr. Morris the other day that me and you will be having a beer at Telford. And he said he would like to gate crash it. And I said, that's not a problem. I said, well, what time are you finishing setting up on Friday? And he said, well, it'll be about 6 o'clock. I said, well, rather than going home, getting something to eat, and then coming to the hotel and then having to go home again and get more lifts, why doesn't he just go straight to the hotel, to the pub, and we all have a meal together?
Sounds like a plan.
Because it's going to be about tea time, and we'll have all had a chance to sort of settle down then.
Okay.
Well,
sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. John, you're not
it.
invited.
No, but I'm just wondering, whether you've got the consent of Emil. He might not like it.
Well, you never know.
We have someone in the background.
We do. It's Peaches!
Hello, everybody.
Hey,
Hey, mate.
I'm going to show him.
How the devil are you?
Been a while. How are you, mate?
Yeah, really good, thank you. Yeah, it's nice to be on. Actually, life has just been carnage at the moment, but I have been managing to do some modelling in my.
Oh,
Nice.
So it's getting there.
Make him bigger. Let's make him bigger. Hang on.
No, you don't need to make it bigger. You don't need to make it.
We'll
bigger.
make you bigger.
No, but I have been trying to get this done.
That's nice.
And the worst part, I've never made these tracks before, but I'm actually quite impressed by them.
uh-huh.
Ooh.
So
They're
I've
nice.
managed
Wow.
to do these. I've never done them. They're all like very articulating and they're all bendy and stuff. They're all link. But I've never done them before. So I was working on them the other week actually. But I had to drive to Greece the other week. And excuse the mess in the background. Excuse them. I feel like moving over because my room is a little bit messy because I've got, and it's not a euphemism by the way. I've got the carpet fitters in at the moment. So the carpet fitters are in. So it's the house is a little bit messy than it should be.
Uh-huh.
But it's good to see
So
everyone. How the devil is everyone?
Am I allowed to tell everyone why we call you Peaches?
You, even if I said no, you're going to tell everyone, aren't you?
So true.
So go for it.
Okay.
Go for it.
So Stu was a Navy photographer who got to work with some very interesting people. And on the Discord in Friends Models of Heroes one day, we were all sat there modelling, and he managed to drop his scalpel into his leg. And all we heard was, "Ow, shit. It's bleeding." And he stood up, dropped his trousers on camera, and then super glued his leg back together. And then rather than actually like either pulling his trousers up or switching the camera off, he just turned around with his trousers around his ankles, leant over to hold them up off the floor, and just shuffled out of the room with his backside pointing at the camera in a very nice pair of boxers with pineapples all over them.
Yep.
So now
yeah, it's actually a very true story. I can't even let the truth get in the way of a good story there, because that's exactly what happened. Because I was doing something. It was when my shed got a little bit cold in the winter, and I moved my stuff into my utility room, moving into the new house, and then we were on with Gary as well. So like not this Gary, the other Gary, and we were chatting, and I lost control of motor neurons and all that sort of stuff with my hand, and then I then dropped my very sharp scalpel into my leg, and it had a very nice slit, and it bled quite profusely. And then decided to glue myself back together. But why not? I was Navy, so why not show everyone my arse?
it just happened to have some.
Isn't that what friends do?
Yeah, of course. Completely normal behaviour.
Yeah.
Finest traditions of the service.
Well, why not? Absolutely, why not? Yeah, totally. Yeah. But I'm currently it's nice actually. So this week I'm at home working from home. And it's just taking a bit of time out for my lunchtime, because I never ever get one. So I'm currently just shutting my laptop up, and I thought, well, come on and see what you guys are up to. And I'm loving the models, by the way. I'm just throwing that out there. They look amazing.
Yeah.
Well, it's only been a couple of weeks since I've done another Spitfire, so you know.
I know you, John. I know you, John.
Yeah.
Everyone knows our John.
Yeah.
He's a hussy.
Well, yeah. It's been a while. You've obviously been a busy man with
life
the
has
new
been
work
very
and everything
busy.
else. How's married life? You loving it?
Oh yeah, fantastic. Yeah, Beth's just amazing. She's just absolutely, she's just absolutely my rock. Yeah, she's just absolutely, utterly fantastic.
How long is it you've been married now, Stu?
You put me on the spot. So June we got married. June we got married. Yeah, and then life's just been mental. We had a really good honeymoon. Honeymoon was just traveling around Greece. Because it's my favorite place. And then I went back out there a few weeks ago. We literally had to drive from the UK to France, then into Italy, and then all the way down to the south of Italy, get the ferry from Italy up over to Greece, landed in Patras, and then drove over the Corinth Canal up to the north of Athens, stayed there for a few days doing some work, and then drove all the way back. So in essence, 4,000 miles of driving. So we were working it out, and it was more than driving from the west coast to the east coast of America.
Really?
So I think it was 2,800 and something miles is from west to east of America. So we drove even more than that. So there was me and my two colleagues. Driving back was just an epic voyage, because we landed in Italy and we drove all the way from the southern tip of Italy to basically just to Lake Como. And we stayed overnight in Lake Como, and then we drove all the way home in Awana.
Wow.
So yeah, I think I got home on like 2:00 in last Saturday morning. It was just brutal. But I managed to do a little bit more work on my model, so yeah, that was good. It's getting there. I try and do these things with my model, and then I question the ability of why I started something. So like I decided to try and paint all the nuts inside, all of like the silver bolts inside of the model, like there, and you're never ever going to see them. And I also paint the underside of my models as well, just
to annoy Malcolm. Yeah.
Just to do that. But yeah, no, it's looking all right. I started playing around with like how to get some rust on some pipes and stuff the other day. I've never done that before. So I like did a metallic coat, and then I had like a little bronze, and I just put a light cover over, and it's actually looking okay. And I sort of did the same on the front, the exhaust grills and stuff here.
You've come a long way in the last 12 months remodeling, haven't you?
Mate, yeah, and I've not really had much chance to do any either. So I've it's very sporadic, should I say, my modeling at the moment. But it's very sporadic. But it's getting there.
One thing I do love is that you still come on Discord, and whenever you come on, you're in like a different country, and you just got like helicopter drones flying around you and everything. It's ace.
Yeah, it's just honestly, this new job is just it's superb, but very, very busy. I'll be in Vietnam in December.
Is that a restaurant?
Does she know?
No, I'll be over there in Hanoi for a bit of work, doing some work over there.
Nice.
But I need to get my passport renewed because I'm running out of
pages,
and also my passport because of the new EU. Well, not EU. The fact that we're not in the EU anymore. I need to get a new passport, so I need to get that done. Otherwise, I won't be going to Hanoi.
No.
So,
and if you don't, they'll be very annoyed.
Oh
yeah.
That was a proper joke.
I set them up. You knock him down. I set them up. I like it. So no, it's good. But yeah, it's and I'm hoping to take a spare bag to try and potentially maybe get some models while I'm over there.
What an unfortunate place to put the support for this model when they were printing it.
Right, he's butt crack.
Huh. He's had worse.
Yeah.
Not Navy, mate, Army.
But I did start another model the other week. What did I start? I was doing some modeling, and it was a helicopter. It was a helicopter. It was of course it was a helicopter because that's just what I love.
That's what you do.
What was it?
You got some quite famous photos of helicopters, didn't you?
I get quite shy talking about it. But I do have a few images and stuff up on my wall over there, and my flying helmet.
Are you able to show some of the people some of your work?
Yeah, I can. You put me on the spot now, haven't you? Right,
well,
2 seconds.
Did some beautiful work, mate.
So. 2 seconds. No looking at my arse.
Too late.
Oh, it's on big screen. give us a wiggle, Stu.
So as some of you know, I was a photographer in the Navy. This was before I was a photographer, so I won quite a few awards when I was in the Navy. Not to go into a song or dance about it, but I've done quite a few, and I've actually got a book here that I've made, but I've not had published. Sorry, not to show this. So these, my medals. But yeah, I made so this is all to do with counter piracy. So these are some of the photos that I've taken. But I've made a book.
You need to get that published.
I've made a book. You can see some of the sort of photos.
Man, you need to get that published.
You really do.
Love that stuff.
Nah. And then these are all the sort of things that I used to do, like photograph and taking down pirates and all that sort of stuff. This was called, if you Google the Caravos Horizon.
Yeah.
I was involved in it was the pirates went on and took down tried to take down this boat. and that's us. We went on there, and the Caravos Horizon, and took control back. That's out there in the public domain. And then just the usual stuff out on operations. And then that's sort of what happens to pirate boats.
Yay!
Ooh.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's good. And then there's a photo of, I've had to blur people's faces out, but that's me.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, there we go. That's no, it's all good fun. So I do have a lot of my own reference when it comes to like lynxes and sea kings. That's what I'm building. I'm building a Merlin.
Yes.
I'm doing a Merlin, yeah, because I flew in Merlin quite a few times. So that's what I'm doing. I just remembered my old age got hold of me then for a second. What are you doing now, John? So like, what are you using now? You just weathering inside the crowd? I've never done that way before.
Yeah, so I've just made a
line brush in there.
Yeah, so what this is it's called panel line wash. So I've got some oil. This is just a grey oil, like Payne's grey.
Yeah.
Mixed with I've just got standard odorless thinners. Solvent. Make a little bit of a wash, and I'm literally just using that a thin brush, touching panels, and capillary action hopefully is sort of taking it into the cracks and everything else. Now, once that dries, because it being an oil, it'll stay wet for days. I'll just get a cotton bud and go in the direction of airflow and.
That's pretty cool.
Do all that.
So I guess you've already pre-varnished that then.
It's sort of varnished. It has a gloss coat on it. Just there was a few. So most of this. So you remember meeting Mel Mayfield at Telford? These are his masks that he made up. So this is an Australian pilot. So this is basically all the major the insignia of the flashes and everything else are all masks. The only decals are really the walkways and just all these little Zuz fasteners around the cowls there.
That's so cool.
And so the rest of it is So it had a gloss coat to get whatever decals I had down without silvering. I'm using that then to help track the paint, and then once that's done and streaked and everything else, and I've got a bit more weathering, then I can hit it all with a matte coat, and that'll hopefully be the end of this one, which is, I've got to say, the most enjoyable model I've ever made in my life. It's absolutely worth the money. It's a lot of money, this one. It's a 200 Australian, about £100, but really worth the coin.
Yeah, because I've got the I bought the Tacom AH64 that I'm yet to even open up, because like I bought it like when it first I got it on pre-order when it first came out, and I'm like, I think I'd only just started doing some model. I got my nice care package from Models for Heroes, which was amazing, and I was like, I want to do the Tacom, but I just haven't even had the confidence to even start it, because it's just I went down the rabbit hole of watching other people build them and complain about their user manual, and I'm just, because apparently the Tacom user manual for the new AH64 is not the greatest, so I just need to get a little bit better before I try and attempt to build that, because apparently there's some good nuances of being able to put that together. Right, I'm going to put this back on my wall before I kick it over and destroy it.
All right, buddy. Jim says, currently enjoying some Tim Tams with my coffee.
Now I need to go and get some Tim Tams.
We were in Tesco's the other day, and Kay said, "Oh, do you want some of them? Aren't they the biscuits John keeps going on about?" I went, "No, it's fine."
No, I don't keep going on about them. All Australians go on about them.
Julian says, "Oh, I'm gonna wait for him to put his headphones back on." Julian says, "Congrats on the 5-ish month wedding anniversary, Peaches."
Nice. Yeah, Julian, it's just amazing. Yeah, nice. Thank you. It's very good.
In case you didn't notice, I changed your name.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'll tell you what. Although on a good note, actually, Beth has actually succumbed to allowing me to have my C-130 on my in the corner cabinet. You can't just see it; it's just out of shot. But I'll just move it there, so it's now up there, up on the top there.
She's a
To be
keeper.
fair, it was a beautiful C-130 that you made.
It was a beast, absolute beast. But such a lovely model though, like a Zvezda one. Yeah, I definitely went to town on that.
Excellent. No, it's great result. Loved it.
Yeah, just I've got a lot of models in the shed. Just not. I thought I'd get quite a lot of model. Oh, I tell you what, I did get. You know, Beth got me for my birthday. Actually, she found a whole encyclopedia. There's about 40 boxes. There's about 40 folders, and it's all aircraft. And she got them off. Someone was like on Facebook Marketplace, just getting rid of them. But it's like the whole history of the aeroplane, where it came from, but it's all the way up into model day, and it's got every single aircraft developed. But it's not just got like one. I put them in my shed because I just like, where am I even going to put that lot? So I just stuck them in the shed for now. But I'll tell you what I did find the other day, which is a really good, and I found it online, and I found it very useful. You can't go wrong with a good trusty Jane's.
Oh, yeah.
So I found that, and so I've been using this, and it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. It's got so much really cool information. As we know what Janes are, I mean, Janes are just like the go-to for everything for any military vehicle. And those that don't know Janes, definitely look up Janes, because it's got everything in there. And there's always normally some good reference photos and stuff. Yeah. So, but those folders are just superb. I'll have to get you some. I'll send some photos and put them up in the channel. But I keep trying to work out where I'm actually going to put them, because I don't know.
Is it like that old magazine subscription? It's like silver.
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head. Beth definitely. I've put them away. I got them, and I was like, "Wow, that's amazing!" And I was just like, "Wow!" But I did actually get another couple of other books actually the other week. And John, you might like this one because it's Spitfire. It's a Spitfire book.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
So I got this one. Yeah. So I got that, and it's very good. It's got some really cool reference in it. Yeah. So I got that one. And then there's this other one. I actually tell you where I got these from. I got these from a National Trust. So you go to the National Trust's place, and they always have like a library, like a cheap books, and they also had this one, because why wouldn't I get Naval Air Power? Because it's the most superior air power ever. I mean, you can call me out on it, but I would absolutely argue that the Naval Air Power by far.
Yeah. Well, that's half the panel are convinced of that. So, I'll lose.
This is where we have a vote on it now, and it's like, Stu, you're absolutely wrong. But there's some really cool like call outs. I'm building a little bit of a book collection up, which I never ever thought in my life that I would do. But there we go.
Yeah.
And Gary, how are you?
The same. In fact,
I'm very conflicted over this whole naval air power thing. Being the son of a fleet air arm person.
See, there we go. You're there already, Gary.
Having been raised since the age of 6 to go to the Royal Tournament every year and cheer on the Fleet Air Arm field gun crew.
Go on, Fleet Air Arm.
Mini moo. I've been there. Yeah,
it's great, isn't it?
Almost every year since the age of 7 until 1999. In fact, Dad and I were there for the very last ever run of the proper field gun competition, and we beat Portsmouth. What a night that was! What a night!
Yeah.
That's one of my happiest memories, actually, of my dad. Because
Yeah.
he used to go complete. He was a very quiet person normally, but you take him to Earl's Court and the field gun. He just turned into this insane monster, yelling, "Come on, Five, throw the bloody thing, pick up that yard." It was like, because he knew the whole thing backwards. He knew it really well. So
yeah,
good fun.
It's brilliant.
Then of course I went and joined the RAF. So,
but and a little secret though, I actually was in the Air Cadets.
Oh,
so
right. There you go.
So I was an Air Cadet monkey out in Germany because I grew up in Germany. But I was an Air Cadet monkey, and I thought I'll always join the Air Force, and then I actually decided I wanted to see the world.
Fair enough.
So then I joined the Navy. Yeah, good fun.
I was in the Air Cadets.
I'm sorry?
So we're all the best.
I was in the Air Cadets.
I heard you. I'm just sorry.
Yeah.
That's good.
Because I've got mine. I found this the other day. I was going through my loft, and I found this the other day. So I've got it next to my book.
Hey. Wow. Excellent.
So yeah, I found all my little badges. I've got quite a few actually. I didn't realise that I had them. I thought I'd lost them, but they were up in the loft in a bag. But it's good. Right, I need to jump off then, gentlemen, because unfortunately I need to love yous and leave yous and ladies. Sorry, but it's been an absolute pleasure.
It's been great to see you again, Stu. Thanks for dropping in.
Absolutely. And loving all the models that everyone is doing, and I do track what everyone's up to. I just don't have time to comment all the time.
I get it.
No worries.
But
unfortunately, I won't meet you at Telford, but because you won't be there either.
No, I'm not going to be in Telford, unfortunately. No, I'm not going to be there, unfortunately. Yeah, it's just a bit.
Not only did I get to meet you, I got to see the Herc model. So I was really impressed. It's beautiful. I've not built one, of course.
You've got one though. You've got one.
I've got one. It's there, but yeah.
Get on with it. Get on with it.
I really should, eh?
Yeah,
well, once this Hampton. Oh, actually, I've decided the next one is going to be a MiG-21. Sorry, Paul. Sorry, Paul. But MiG-21 next. I'll tell you what. Now that this is getting a wash, this is looking bloody magnificent. But back to you. Wonderful to see you again, Stu. All the best.
No, do it, mate. It's an absolute pleasure. Get the C-130 built. You'll love it.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah. I'd like them to. I'd like somebody to actually do another one actually, because that there's some really good designs of that, because I got the was obviously when the 56 year I got the part of the Evie. I had some stickers left around, and Evie made me a card, but obviously I designed the sticker for the 56 for the tail thing to go on, or whatever it is to go on. Because that's what they did. So I made them and then printed them up, and then got them on my model. But yeah, definitely do this. Definitely do the because you can. I mean, you've got the Australian ones. That's amazing.
Yeah, still flying.
The C-130 is actually in the new version of Flight Sims as well. Microsoft Flight Simulator.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Couldn't jump out halfway through.
Well, apparently my stepson's getting it for his birthday. He thinks.
Well, hopefully, I will have this finished.
Nice.
And then I'm hopefully.
Remind me what it is.
This Warrior.
A Warrior. Okay, I'm not familiar with most armor, but
yeah,
certainly modern.
no. So this is. I've been in the back of one of these. So it's an armored personnel.
I've got a photo of me stood on top of one of them.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. They're brilliant bits of kit.
So that'll have the full cage around it when you're done.
Yeah, so I have got the so this has got the, because this is the Iraq version. It's got the up armor on it, so it'll have the similar to this on it around the side.
All the bar armor.
All the bar armor and stuff. So like it's got the bar armor on here at the front. So I've finished the bar armor already, but I've just not put it on yet. I'm just doing some of these finer details and stuff like that that I need to do. But yeah, it's getting there. But hopefully I'll have that finished, and hopefully have the Merlin primed, maybe.
Mm.
Yeah.
We shall see. But thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure. Nice to meet you all again.
Yeah, good to
And
see
you, Peaches.
All right, take it easy. I'm going to see you all later.
Take
Bye-bye.
care, man.
Love you, dude.
Hey guys, bye.
Bye.
Oh,
What a guy.
Yeah, lovely guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
The better looking Mally says, "How's the Tim Tams, Jim?" And Jim says, "Paul, they're awesome. Just did a Tim Tam slam. Splendid."
What a way to ruin a Tim Tam. A
Julie
perfectly
says-
good Tim Tam.
Julie says, "Be back in a bit. Care arrived."
Mhm.
Marty says, "We have one more space on the panel." Well, now we have two, if anyone wants to go on. And Julian says, "Back." Yep, so we have two more spaces. If anyone wants to go on, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, back to this Spitfire. So this one, I've mentioned before, this was Pat Hughes, a guy he was born in Cooma, near the tallest mountain in Australia, like down that way, Snowy Mountains. Went over, joined the RAAF, became a pilot, transferred to the RAF, went over, became
Became a real pilot.
I think XO. So yeah, went over, became a Spitfire pilot. Was I'm pretty sure he was getting up there as a sort of flight commander, and he died in the Battle of Britain. Anyway, so this aircraft was shot down. They think he collided with a Doinia 17 because he liked to get in close. But here's the thing: I actually saw this aircraft last week, so I'll bring up some photos. It doesn't look anything like mine.
John.
Oh no, I'm going backwards.
John, look who's here. John, it looks like you're playing with yourself. Stop doing that.
Hey.
Oh, hey. Hello.
Hey, folks. Hello.
How are you?
I just thought I'd just jump in for a moment to kick John's butt because he's thinking of making a MiG-21. I made a good model, and he's saying, "Oh my God, I might make a bad one after this."
It's an
How's
Edward
your
one.
Hamden going?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, you're right again, you bastard. No, it's okay. It'll look all right, but
Hello.
yeah, not a fun build so far. Well, it'll be all right. How's the Spitfire going, the other Marley?
Oh, I've barely touched it. I've just done a little bit of sanding earlier tonight, just there, and that's all I've done. Maybe
Two Spitfires.
get stuff to do. Hey, Mikey,
Yes.
I got one of them.
Hey!
Thank you.
You got like a...
Thank
Well,
you.
that reminds me.
Of course. So thank you to John for sending that down, and thank you to Mikey for sending it to John.
You're welcome.
I just thought I'd show off because not everyone got one of them. Everybody wants one. Not everybody has one.
I can think of one or two people that don't want one at the minute. But hey,
I need to remember to give Sonic one.
what was that? What was that?
I said I need to remember to give Sonic one. Because he wants one.
There you go. See, Modder's got a first sticker for a cutting mat.
Yeah. And I also thought I'd jump in to say congratulations to Jim for finding himself some Tim Tams in the northern America. So well done.
Oh. I can't wait for that election to be over so we could all get on to, all the continuous feed for the following election 4 years after that. It'll be great.
Well, I've got a really clever tactic for dealing with that, John. I just switched the bloody TV off. When you switch the TV off, the world is a lot more peaceful. And
you know what?
Bad happens.
Well, it sounds like you don't get TV coverage where you are. I need to go and get some Tim Tams. I'll be back in a moment. Yes, Pakamo.
Julian says, I looked at the minimum required computer specs for MS Flight Simulator. I think X. Eye-watering, so that's a no from the Welsh corner. Yeah. Where I think Mr. Stepson's getting it on his Xbox. But in other news, in good news, he said he's going to bring his Xbox down so that I can play it with him, which is so cool. Because I do like flight sim games. There just isn't any decent ones for the PlayStation.
Yeah.
I used to do the flight sim many years ago, probably embarrassingly long ago, and I loved it.
Yeah.
But
It's a lot of fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tim
And I like
Tams
training.
with jets.
That's
What?
evil.
I used to know a guy who organised the commercial use of flight simulators for British Airways. Like he used to lease them out to film companies and things like that as sets.
Yeah.
And every few months he'd phone me up and say, "Hey Gary," he said, "What? Just got new scenery for the 747. Fancy coming along tomorrow night and having a go?" Sort of. Let me think. Yeah, all right. Then.
Don't have to think very hard.
Used to play on the real thing simulators are just astonishingly good. They're so much fun, and you actually believe you're flying. You actually start believing you're flying because you're fed so many psychological cues from the system and the motion system. Apart from the cabin pressure, they can simulate pretty much everything, and it's completely convincing.
Yeah,
really cool.
I'd love to go on something like that.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
That's British Airways, otherwise I'd organise it.
my lovely partner. Sorry, Mikey,
Right.
you talk.
No, I was just going to read out the comments. Scott Small says, "Would that be a Tim Tam slam?" I believe so. June says, "John, if your twins are bastards, so are you. That whole same parents thing."
That's right.
Does technically mean your parents weren't married when you were born. Duke says, "It doesn't bother me not having a stick in Mikey." Wipes another small tear from my eye.
I could literally put one in the mail tomorrow morning for you, Duke, if you'd like.
There we go.
John's the
John
authorized
is now my
distributor.
official. Yeah, there you go. That's what I was going to say. June says, "John, in Wales we don't get TV. We get a comic with instructions for flipping the pages."
It's funny.
I need something with a very fine bit to it.
Good morning, everyone.
Oh, hello, Jim.
Oh,
Hey.
hello, Jim.
Oh, hello, Jim.
Hello. How's
Welcome to the
everyone
show.
doing this morning, or this afternoon, or this evening?
Or this midnight.
Yes, midnight. Okay.
Oh, God, we're halfway through already. Crikey.
Yes. Yes.
Whoops, sorry, I said crikey on international YouTube.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Top of the morning, to you.
Oh, no.
Paul. Fantastic.
Hey, Jen.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's,
So,
and
you know
Tim
that-
Tam Slam
you know
is
that-
always a good thing to do with the Tim Tam. Awesome.
Good.
You must try it sometime.
You know the thing at the head of the program where I told Maria that this was 12 till 2 and to not come into the office and all that.
Yeah.
She just phoned me to tell me she's on the way home. So that, that kind of counts.
That worked.
Dear. Never mind.
so this aircraft that I'm the one I'm modelling, this is it and how it looks now. So it's seen better days. But that's yeah. So that is the forward firewall with a fuel tank in front of it. This is frame 8 that the instrument panel sits on, and then further back is frame 11. They start at the front and go back. So this then is the new frame 11 they've made up. This is close up of the the primer showing yeah, the green interior British paint color, and this is what's left of the paint on the outside. It's not much. It's just basically, yeah, as you can see, forest green, dark earth, and that's the aircraft or what's left of it. So it's a bit of a mess, but they're going to return that to flight, and that's how they're doing it. They're just literally remanufacturing it. So yeah, it's great to see it.
Yes.
And as a bonus, as a fundraiser, they've thrown together a fuselage section with the QAZ and X4009 serial numbers, and they've got a full-size replica as well, which is very nice.
Yeah,
Very nice.
a few more comments. Scott says the new flight sim MSFS 2024 is out next month. Yes, that's what the lad's on about getting. I believe it's his birthday next week or the week after, whenever the 7th is. Duke says that would be awesome, John. I will message you my postal address.
Yes, that'd be great.
Dominic is in. He says, "Good afternoon, people." Hello, Dom.
Tom, hello.
Hey, Dominic.
Julie says, MS Flight 24 minutes minimum specs, OS Windows 10, 64-bit processor, Intel Core i5-4460, or AMD Ryzen 3 1200, or up to RAM 8 gigabytes video card, Radeon RX 570, or GeForce GTX 770, or up to video RAM 2 gigabytes, free disk space, 150 gig. There we go.
So happy I didn't read that.
Jim says, "Good afternoon, Dom."
Okay. I've got a Mac, so there we go.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
It'll work.
too.
It'll work.
Anything else? Yes.
Well, it won't because it's Microsoft, isn't it?
Yeah.
Microsoft Flight Sim.
Hey Gary, what's your
If I was to get a PC.
Sorry, Gary, what's your video where you showing the FX100? And I was as shocked as you were to see that short flash.
Shot, yeah.
Short
Yep.
shot, yeah.
I've had 4 other viewers say they've had exactly the same short shot on that kit in
Like,
this
it
release.
wasn't insignificant, was it?
Yeah.
No.
So I
unbuildable,
got in touch
sure.
with Airfix about it, and Dale gave a suitably corporate reply, which I didn't expect to do anything else, to be honest. I think that one of the issues is that because of the numbers that they mold of these kits, and they wouldn't give me numbers because that's corporate confidential data, how many they actually make of everything. But because of that, the quality control is done on a batch testing basis. So essentially, if the one you randomly pick from the batch is okay, the whole batch is deemed to be okay, even if halfway through the print something happens to one of the feed lines and it short shots. So ultimately, they have to replace them, and if it's a big issue, then they have to reprint them, remold them, which is what happened with the Bond bug when they released that. And as a result of that, they didn't make any money on that release at all.
Yeah.
So
It's not good.
you know, it's a case of, do you spend the money on better quality control? And he said they are upping the rate of testing on batches, but you know, it doesn't look great. You know, with all these rumors people are circulating about how badly Airfix or Humbrol are doing and all this, it doesn't look good.
It doesn't do their reputation any good, does it?
No.
No.
And you know, especially when in the same package, the same delivery I took from them, you know, I bought some stuff from the website. In the same delivery, I got the Beaufort one, the 1/72nd scale Bristol Beaufort, and that had issues with it as well.
Yeah.
That I published. It's,
First thing, I mean, if you're spending money on it, a little bit of warping or something like that, you kind of expect that happen now and again.
Yeah.
But for, a massive chunk of the plane to be missing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's not great. It's not a good look, sadly.
I reckon we do our politicians by badge testing.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've had some lousy ones lately.
Yeah. There we go. So I'll just wait for the parts people to send me a new one. A new fuselage shaft.
So getting these resin pieces to stick together is a pain in the ass.
Mikey, one word of advice. I don't know if
Julian says.
Go ahead, Mike.
Right. If you want MS Flight Sim, please may we have your firstborn DNA sample? Oh, and it has to be under a purple moon with pink spots.
Oh, I or W means in other words.
Yes. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
So, my friends, I am going to bug out. I just thought I'd drop in and say hello and abuse John for a little bit.
Yeah, thank you very much for dropping in. It's been great to see you again.
Bye, all.
All right, Paul.
Bye.
Very good. Good seeing you, Paul. Take care.
So what were you going to say, Jim?
I was going to say a bit of advice might be to wash the parts in a you find a small Tupperware, disposable Tupperware container of soap and water. Let them sit in there for a little bit, agitate them, take an old toothbrush, and give them a good washing. Let them dry. It takes off a lot of the release agents and stuff like that. That will help both glue and paint adhesion. It's a habit I don't do enough of on all my models, whether it's plastic injected or otherwise.
Yeah, see, I've done it on my Centurion, and it does make a hell of a difference. It even to touch it feels different.
Yep.
It's mad.
You know where I learned that from? Mr. Gary Evans. In your kit reviews, you often talk about that. And I was like, so that's a real thing, because I've been hearing about washing kit parts for years. I'm like, yeah, okay. Not that I scoffed at it, but, I was like, all right, what's the real value in it? I mean, the paint I have on the finished models I've got is good. It's sticking. So what's the value in it? And then you explained what that is. I'm like, okay, now I get it. And a few years of maturity too. So but that does help a lot.
Reference our conversation last week, Gary, about females being underrepresented and stuff in modelling.
Yes, indeed.
Scale modelling. I actually got a book the other day off Pen and Sword Books, the publishers, called Women at War, 1914 to 1918.
Oh, excellent.
And it's not like a massive novel type book. It's like an introduction to history type book. But it's all about women, the jobs they did, and the roles they played, and their part in society and stuff.
In the Great War.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And it only cost £4.75.
That's very good.
Bargain.
Yeah, that book I showed you, Mikey, the one I'm reading right now, Dreadnought. That I got that for $7 American on a website here that sells used books. I know that's not doing the author all that good, but it helps the consumer.
Yes. Hopefully that'll stay. June says Airfix are doing well, but they could be doing so much better if there weren't so many quality control issues.
Definitely.
Makes sense.
Yeah, they're really starting to take a beating in that department.
Yeah. He also says, question, would you agree it's better to have flash than short shot, as you can remove flash, but you can't add a part that doesn't exist?
Exactly.
Always.
Yeah, flash is never a problem. You just trim it away. I don't see why people complain about it.
Do you know what? I think I'm actually going to really enjoy painting this. I've actually grown to quite like painting figures.
I haven't done enough of it.
What scale is that figure, Mikey?
1/10.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Right.
You really get a chance to practice your shadow and highlight on flesh tones.
1/10 or 1?
Yeah, 1/10 is a scale I've heard some stuff in. 1/16, 1/12.
I bought this month. Let's have a look. To be honest, I need to have a look at some pictures of it anyway.
Not that far.
Hey, John, I like the look of that Imperial Guard, Old Guard thing, Grenadier you were showing the other day on Spiral Falls.
Yeah.
That looks nice.
Yeah, where'd you get that?
As a mate of mine in my local model club had it's a deceased estate he grabbed, but it's got virtually it's all figures. Like the guy was into making figures, and I bought one of them for $10, and he threw in an extra 2, so that was nice.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's very good.
So I've got that one. I've got Ernst Udet and a Dutch Imperial. Let's see, I get the actual name of it. So yeah, Imperial Guard French Grenadier, Ernst Udet World War I Flying Ace, and Imperial Guard Dutch Grenadier.
Okay.
Which is much the same, but it just looks like I'll just bring them across.
Very colorful uniforms.
Yeah, well that's right, and as Duke would attest, they're wonderful. I'll change my camera. Wonderful variety in uniforms back in those wars. So those two.
Yes.
Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, I got my computer screen tilted. Hold on. Okay. Those are mini art?
And they are mini art 116.
Okay. Very good.
And Malcolm has built one of these. He's built the Dutch one as part of the Dutch Models for Heroes fundraiser 2 years ago. Or, yeah, I think it was 2 years ago. Might have been last year. I can't recall. But either way, and his looked amazing. So that was why I bought it. And yeah, I got the French one for free. But yeah, we'll see what happens next.
You see, at Waterloo, Napoleon had the Dutch Grenadiers. They were in the Young Guard, and yet in the Allied army, there was under the Prince of Orange the Dutch-Belgian troops. So Dutch troops fighting on both sides of the battle at Waterloo.
That's something I didn't know. Poor Belgium, always being fought over.
Well, it's created as a buffer state, so it's not really surprising in a way.
Yeah, it was also not a very happy time for a lot of the some of the population. Either the French didn't like him or the Dutch didn't like him.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Everyone watching me eat my Tim Tam, so I'll change the camera back.
You got your Tim Tams. Yeah, I went to a local grocery store that sells them here, and I knew they were available. I just kept telling myself, don't get them because it's just too tempting. I almost ate the whole package.
Well, no, I do that, and almost every sitting, and then then I feel shame for the next, say, 2 days. Go off and buy another pack and eat that as well.
I just get on my exercise bicycle and pedal for about 10 minutes, and that helps me think I'm doing something about it. But
we have a brand of biscuits here. These are Arnott's make Tim Tams, but they do like they're salty crackers for cheese and everything else. So Jat's crackers are one of the I guess it's a a nickname in Australia for testicles. I got hit right in the Jats crackers and stuff like that. So yeah, these ones they taste like salted caramel, Tim Tam. So they're the best of everything really. They're very nice.
Wow. Yes. Salted
Those ones were nice.
But I was looking. It's a very small section of the snack treat aisle, and they didn't have hobnobs. They had other European snacks, biscuits, things like that, but they didn't have hobnobs. So I guess I'm gonna have to order those from dear old Blighty itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Julian says, I think people complain about Flash if the part itself is badly molded and you can't tell where the part ends and the Flash begins. The danger then is of filing way too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Sometimes Flash can be a real problem. It's not always easy to remove, but I'll take it over a short shot any day.
It's terrible on clear parts.
Oh, just forget it. I'm lucky I've never had to deal with that in large quantities, just little bits and pieces.
Well, I have.
That's one of the joys of doing tanks is there's not that many clear parts to deal with.
No, but there are an aircraft, and I've got plenty of those in my inventory.
Oh, yeah. But I'm saying that's why I don't do many aircraft.
Oh, I see. Okay, I get you. Yeah.
Dominique says, are you going to make something in Dutch, John?
Why not? Why not? It won't be straight away, Dom, but I definitely will build it, yeah.
You'll have to help him with some of the Dutch pronunciation, Dom. Julian says, those look very nice, John. Reminds me of ones Dad made. I made model aircraft and he made Napoleonic soldiers.
Oh,
nice.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Does anybody know of this? I got this YouTube channel on my list. I think he's a Swedish man. He collects all those plastic miniature multi-pose figure sets from the 60s and 70s. Toy Soldier. I can't remember the name. I find it. I'll send a link. But he's constantly buying those old sets, and he has some really interesting model makers, not just Airfix or Matchbox, but others too, and very, very, very nostalgic.
Duke says, I have the French Cuirassier for the same series, John. I've done about 80% of it.
Oh, nice. That would look fantastic.
It would, especially the breastplate. Julian says, trots out the joke about Mr. Tickle wanting to marry his girlfriend. Tess didn't want her new name. There we go. And Dom says, I'm not really into that.
I know which red the inside of the car is going. I have actually had to use one of my Citadel colours. Mephiston red. And the purple didn't exactly go very well.
No?
Just separated and it started taking the paint off from underneath. I'll have to figure out a way of doing it.
Yeah.
Because I really want to make it a shiny purple.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Have you not got some clear, like this nail? Have you not got some clear glitter nail varnish or something you could do as a coat over it?
No. I have a big tub of nail varnish, but it's not. None of them's clear glitter.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, I do have X23 and X27, which are clear blue and clear red. And try and mix them.
Yeah.
Yeah, those to me, clear colors are fantastic. I think they work the best out of all the manufacturers that make those.
Yeah, that's my recent discovery. Yes.
What you could do is do a shiny metallic color as a base coat, and then mix the clear blue and clear red as an overcoat.
Yeah. Well, I painted this think it was X11.
Yeah.
Chrome silver. Yeah. And then put the purple over the top, but it didn't work. So.
Yeah. Julian says, I watch Gavin Booth. He does a lot of figure painting and a nice guy too.
Absolutely. Brilliant, Gavin. I watch him a lot. Really worth looking at. His when he does cavalry figures, the horse work he does is absolutely phenomenal. It's beautiful to watch. And he's really good at that metal-free metallics. You know, so doing metallic things that look metallic without using metallic paints. He's very, very good at that.
Yeah. I always find it quite hard to do things like horses and stuff without them looking shiny.
Yeah. He's brilliant at horse. And he does all sorts of different scales as well. He did some 6mm figures one time. And then he'll do anything up to sort of like large sort of resin busts and things like that. So it's very versatile. I like watching his channel.
Yeah.
And he is a good guy as well. He's a properly good guy.
Yeah, the world needs more of them.
You say that about everyone, though.
No, he's a good lad. He's actually, you'd get on well with him because he's a veteran. He's very open about the issues that he's brought him over the years. But he really loves his modelling and he's really, really good at it. Brilliant painter.
Yeah. Ooh, that's interesting.
What did you just find there, Mikey?
Well, I thought I'd try rubbing where the arm's going to attach to the shoulder, rubbing it with a little bit of alcohol gel, just to see if it takes the film off. And the hard plastic films actually come off.
Oh,
what?
It's like
What's come off?
a thin layer of skin, but it's not. It's plastic. It's interesting. Didn't expect that to happen.
Expect the Spanish.
I wonder.
okay.
I wonder
So
if that'll work.
What I've learnt now is there is a difference between Payne's Grey and Starship Filth, and you can see it there. So on this side is the grey, on this side is the Starship Filth. So one is a lot lighter than the other. They look exactly the same on the card because they still look like those two lumps there look the same. But yeah, when they're diluted, one is very grey and one is very filth. Which is good because I can mix it up and have a bit of variety.
Duke says, historical fact, Sharp shot the Prince of Orange.
I'm sorry. Okay. Sharp, not the Prince of Orange. No.
Julian says, laugh out loud, Duke. Is that a spoiler from Sharp's Waterloo? It is indeed. Speaking of which, I found a really cool YouTube channel the other day. And it's I think it's called Thermo, and it's a guy who's no, it's not. It's Quacker. What he does is he makes stop motion animation of the Sharp films using Lego.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
And it is properly good. He even changes the facial expressions on the Lego faces and everything.
Wow.
It's quite good. He uses the actual recording, the audio recording from the episode, and then puts it over stop motion of the Lego figures.
Wow.
That sounds cool.
That's skillful.
Well, having some. Sorry, carry on.
No, go on.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, like, having these panel lines now sort of soaking in and stuff like that is really bringing this to life. I'm loving this. But I've said that before. I'm loving it.
He loves it. He does. He loves it. Gary, did you know he loves it?
Does he?
Yeah, apparently he loves it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Incredible.
Oh, one good piece of news, John, this week was I noticed that someone's doing all of the stencils and marking sets for the 124th Mark 8 Spitfire, the Grey Nurse one.
Ah.
So all of the national logos and all the stenciling and all that are as spray masks. So that's pretty cool.
Hey, John, can I ask you a question about the Grey Nurse?
Sure.
I noticed that there are various squadron code letters on sides of Spitfire Mark 8s with the name Grey Nurse. Was that some kind of national nickname or something like that the Aussies used in the RAAF?
Generally, if they put a shark mouth on it in that theatre of war, yeah, grey nurse is a type of shark.
Okay. All right. So it's not an individual aircraft name. It's a universal name for
The
something.
squadron had that going on.
John.
Oh, 8 likes.
Yes. Come on, people.
Record breaking.
There's 15 of you in here.
Yeah, come on, everyone. Like it. I had to do that when I ate my vegetables. I had to like them and eat them. So.
Yes, you did.
And, carrots are going to make you see better at night, too. That's what they told everyone why the RAF bombed so well at night. The boys carrots. So grow your carrots, people. Victory Garden.
Wasn't that
is in.
Allegedly the cover story that Cunningham used to tell? He was told to tell people it's nothing to do with the fact you've got radar in the front end of your aircraft. It's because you've got lots of carrots. And carrots have got vitamin A, and vitamin A is very good for eyesight. And so that's what I used.
Yeah, I can't confirm that, but you're probably right because it's amazing the stories you hear about wartime propaganda from both sides. The incredible stories and ideas that they put in the public's head. And
it also promoted people to try and grow carrots at home.
Right, of course. Yeah,
your back garden or whatever.
Yep.
Dig for victory and all that sort of stuff.
Yep. That's what they call them here in the States. I think they did in England too, right? Victory gardens, grow some vegetables for the war effort.
Probably. I wasn't there.
Timmy is in.
Hello, Timmy.
I had the non-metallic metal is certainly a non-metallic metal is certainly a tricky skill to master, and 100% true. All resin needs a good bath before trying to do anything. That release agent is a killer. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how it reacts now because I used alcohol gel to clean that attachment point. And quite a lot of clear plastic.
Yeah. I use rubbing alcohol. I spray that on my plastic injection molded parts. I work with such little resin. I mean, I bought a resin figure set for that Tiger, and I washed those figures yesterday before I start assembling them. But I use just simple soap and water bath for that. But with my kit parts, like whole frames, before I start building a model, I'll just spray it with some rubbing alcohol and let it set for a minute and wipe it down. Yeah. I've been told that's good enough.
Yeah. June says, I found a channel a while back on YouTube that had every episode of Sharp uncut. In my honest opinion, they need to remake them. This time, all the books in order and not make up a whole episode. Yeah. That'd be cool.
They need to make the Master and Commander series first, I'm afraid.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
That would
20 awesome. Books.
That is such an underrated film as well.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, you mean
it introduced me to the series of books, and they are my favourite series. Ooh. Like, incredible.
Dan Snownapp did a review of it, didn't he? And he said it's the most accurate Napoleonic naval film that's probably ever been made.
Oh, I have no doubt.
The way they handle the ship and everything.
Yeah.
Julian says, hi, Tim.
Good morning, Timothy Evans.
Tiff's put StreamYard link in. Duke says, good day, Tim. And Tiff says, please hit that like button, folks. It helps the algorithm reach other people. It does. Also, to make the interview from last Friday a little bit more easy or a little more digestible, I've split it down into 3 parts and made it so it's just audio, and I'm putting them on the channel as well.
Oh,
So that, because 2 hours is a long video for someone to want to sit and listen to. I think 20 minutes, half an hour is a bit better or a bit easier for them. I know somebody mentioned that on your channel, didn't they, Gary?
Do they?
Yeah, that one of the things that put them off watching my lives is because they're 2 hours long. So put them off a little bit.
Well, it all depends on what you're, want to get out of it. I mean, 2 hours. Hell, I put on Drakiniful question and answer 3-hour sessions while I'm modeling or something else, and I'm fine with that because there's plenty to listen and plenty to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can press stop and come back later. It's okay.
Exactly.
Each to their own.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah. Well, give them a choice. They can either watch the whole thing or edited highlights.
Right. Good. Yeah, that's true, Gary. Right. Yeah. Give them the option.
But I thought it was a great interview you did, Mikey. Well done.
Absolutely. I think it's really good.
Yeah. You could become the British Larry King. Or pardon me, Welsh Larry King.
Well, last night when I was sorting out or breaking down that video, I was thinking I actually made a list of some people that I might like to interview, do some more episodes like that.
Yeah,
I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I
Definitely.
I think it's a great idea. I think you should really go forward with that. What do you have in mind?
Well, what I was thinking is, rather than just doing like company CEOs and things like that, because let's face it, I'm too small a channel for them to be bothered with me. I was thinking maybe doing interviewing people that come on the channel on the panel regularly and things. So sort of rather than everyone just having a chat, it's actually getting to know the people that make the channel work.
I think it's a great idea. I mean, heck, you and I did that a little bit the very first time I appeared on there. Remember, you were going solo one day.
Yeah.
And it was just me and you talking. I got to know you. It was a great experience.
Hopefully people enjoy it. Yeah. I mean, I know for a fact if I interview Mr. Evans down there in the corner, people watch that. It's Gary and people love Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of things people don't need to know about me, though, Mikey.
Yeah, and I think you made a good choice with Malcolm because he was able to explain in greater detail not just what Models for Heroes is for, but also the fact that, it is an organization, and he made a very good point about, at some point we will have to hire someone to handle business purposes because it is business.
Yeah.
And it's got to be handled properly, or you're just going to, fold your doors because of lack of proper administration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing to think about, with a volunteer. I mean, a volunteer concept like Models for Heroes, but nonetheless, as Sidney Greenstreet said in Maltese Falcon, business must be handled in a business-like manner.
Well, it also must be strange for him as well because he's being forced to face his own mortality at what is a fairly young age.
Yeah. Well,
it's not a young age.
None of it's guaranteed the following Friday.
Yeah. I think when we went to War like 19 and stuff, I mean, I know Gary and John will get this. 19 years old and having to fill in your own will.
Yeah.
Literally, all you can think of that you own is like a guitar or a PlayStation or something like that.
My mum gets a PlayStation. Yeah.
Well, do you have? I'm not sure how it works in the U.S. military, but I think there is something where you make sure that if you are killed in combat or whatever qualifies for it, that you have the paperwork in order for the succession of your pay, benefits, will, whatever it is. I mean, I think there's something that goes to the, whoever you set it up for next of kin.
Yeah.
Does it exist in the armed forces of your countries?
Yeah.
Okay.
So in the UK armed forces, we have you have to do your last will, but you also have your life insurance as well.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right.
So
like we do here is everyone pays $1 pay to the Padres. The Padres then have a fund, and if someone is killed, the family immediately gets 10,000 Australian dollars.
See, that was that was for us. That was part of the life insurance. So if I'd been killed, my parents would have got £10,000 to sort out the funeral straight away, which would have been provided by the armed forces anyway. And then my daughter would have got 350,000 put into a trust for when she turned 18.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That kind of arrangement. So that Okay.
Which she was not amused by when I told her a few months ago.
No.
She didn't like
it's either that or it falls into someone else's hands. I don't know how that works, but
Well, she asked me why I did that, and I said, "Oh, we were talking about it," and I said, "Well, one of the jokes I had at the time was I was worth more to you dead than alive because of that," and she didn't like that.
Nope.
She said, "That's not very nice." I said, "No, but it was true."
Did you have to write a death letter?
Yes.
That's the worst.
Yeah, that's a very strange one to write.
That's the worst thing you have to do. That's
horrible. Funnily enough, my friend who's a musician, he actually wrote a song about that.
Wow.
It's called Letters Back Home. I'll send it to you. And when you listen to it, it brings a tear to your eye.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll post it in the Discord. But yeah, it's a really good song. He's got a friend who's in the Royal Marines, and his friend wanted to write a song, but he didn't know how to. So he helped him write it, and then he wrote it and performed it.
Oh, cool.
Right.
And now, whenever he does a gig, and he knows there's veterans in the audience, he plays that for him on his guitar.
Mm.
And I love it. So I remember we did like a community event a few years ago, and I think there was like 10 of us veterans there, and we were all sat because they were doing like a presentation to the veterans. We were all sat there, and he said, "I've got a song to play now." He said, "It's the first time I played it publicly." He said, "But I want to dedicate it to these guys sat here." Because I never got to serve. He said, "But I appreciate everything that they went through and what they did." And he played it, and everyone was crying because it's literally written as if it's the soldier thinking about what he's trying to write to his wife and his parents,
Right.
and about how angry he is that he's been put in that position and things.
In a totally unrelated subject, has anyone seen the film Breaker Morant?
Oh, love it! I love it to death.
How about it, John? Is that one of the? I mean, that and a few other war films are the ones that left a mark on not just my mind but also my heart.
Yeah. Oh, it's an amazing film.
It is, and it came to America quite by accident because there was a big summer film plan for 1980 that flopped. It was called Heaven's Gate.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It just went tits up, and it disappeared from the theaters within a couple weeks. And so they're looking around for something to put out there, and this foreign film, these Englishmen, these Australians, whatever, just put it out there, see what happens. And it became an instant hit across America. The box office hit, I mean. Cinematically, as far as like memory of it, I think it's more of what you'd call a cult kind of thing. There's, it's popular, but only within a certain circle of people.
Yeah.
But it's an outstanding film. Anyone has seen it, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, it was originally a play, which is why the movie's pretty much set in one room.
Yes.
Because it's made for being performed on stage. But I don't know, had you heard of it, Mikey?
What's that?
Breaker Morant.
No.
So it was a guy called the Breaker because he used to break horses, an Australian or expat Pom, but went over with the Queensland.
Takes place during the war.
Yeah, before the Australian Army. So he went over with the Australian contingent to fight in the Boer War, and there were some war crimes over there, and the movie explores that. And it's a smashing film. Like the dialogue is, edge of your seat stuff really for a courtroom drama.
Yeah.
Like I think it's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it accurately shows too how government can, through change of policy, put their army on an island and say, oh no, we don't agree with that, even though they were told. It's a classic example of the fog of war.
Really and it's still talked about here, like Ned Kelly in a way. Like, is he a hero? Is he a villain? And there's people on both sides.
Right. I just recently realized Ned Kelly's a real person. I'd seen the film with Mick Jagger many years ago, but I had no idea who Ned Kelly was, and I never gave it any thought. But apparently, a real human being.
Oh, my great-grandfather had his horse stolen from him. Well, 6 of them, in fact. So he wasn't too pleased with that.
So Ned Kelly was an outlaw?
Bushranger.
And that is what, like a highwayman?
Highwayman, yeah.
Okay.
But he was Australia's first terrorist.
Okay.
In that he planted. They pulled up some railway tracks, knowing that it would have police, about 30 or 40 of them, coming up from Melbourne the next day. But there were civilians on the train as well. But having known that, they pulled up railway tracks to kill or to overturn the train. And it's one of the people in the hotel where they were held at gunpoint, pretty much, and held hostage. Got out of there and flagged the train down and stopped just in time.
Okay. What was your thought on having a British actor, performer, Mick Jagger, play the role of an Aussie?
Oh, that's fine. Not a problem.
Okay. I'm just curious. Just wonder how that is relations within the Commonwealth. I mean, we had the biggest laugh for me is when I was a kid, and we still watch them today. Those old Universal monster films from the 1930s, Frankenstein, Dracula. All the Germans of Victor Frankenstein, they're all British. Colin Clive and other actors. Baron von Frankenstein. I sailed, Cap. It's not very convincing.
Well, the thing is, like, he wasn't. I mean, Ned Kelly. It was a Kelly family, so they're Irish.
Right.
And he spoke with an Irish accent and everything else. He would have identified as Irish and not Australian. So no, having somebody from over that side of the planet play him is no skin off my nose. I don't have any skin in the game, but I haven't seen Mick Jagger's version.
That's the only one I know of. You mean there's other films about him?
Yeah, what's his name? The guy who played the Joker and died played him.
Oh, Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger, yeah.
He was awesome as the Joker. That was.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah,
he was,
amazing.
That
was part of the problem, though, wasn't it? He was too good. He got too.
Yeah, he was psychopathically good. Yeah.
That's because he went and spent, I think it was a week in a psychiatric hospital.
Okay. Yeah.
He was like a proper character actor.
Yeah. He's such a good performance. It's just incredible.
Julian says, I missed that, Gary. You probably said this bit. The carrots to see better thing was to conceal the British had airborne RDF radar. Indeed,
Correct.
It was. Yeah. Next.
Yep. 2 seconds. There you go.
Julian says, on the subject of Sharp, I think they should remake Hornblower 2. Properly made, that would probably rival Master and Commander. Yeah, absolutely. I do love the Hornblower series. It's good.
Yeah, but Hornblower was a fictional character, was he not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, C.S. Forrester wrote those books.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a beautiful line in one of the TV ones. I think one of the very earliest ones of the Ewan Griffith series, where there's this battle going on, and there's these captains all in a rowboat rowing towards them, and one of them is calling out the other captain for not rowing hard enough and perhaps being shy of battle and things like that. And this chap turns to him and says, "I perceive that to be an insult, sir." And this other captain turns around, "Your perspicacity does you credit, sir." I thought, what a great writing.
Yeah,
I love that
is
writing.
the episode.
And it's like, guys, can we get back to the fact there's a battle going on before you call each other out for a duel here?
Actually,
that is the episode called Examination for Lieutenants.
That's right. Yes, it is.
Yeah,
it's where Captain Hammond and not Hammond, Hammond, and Hornblower they're on the boat and they have to get on board the fire ship to stop it going into
the fire ship.
Admiral Pelliu's ship.
I just love the language.
It's great, isn't it?
Your perspicacity does you credit, sir.
Yeah, but they jump off the fire ship, and the Irish captain is trying to get them to row the sailors to row faster. And they get him in the ship, and then Hammond and the other one.
Oh, did he disappear?
Yeah.
Oh, we lost him. Search party.
He'll be back in a moment. Be fine.
Oh, you sound thrilled.
Sorry, I'm trying to put tape on these freaking windows of the doors of the car. They'll just concentrate at the same time.
Joe, this Windows update is really pissing me off.
And the thing is, you can't uninstall it either.
No. What they did is they put an update on it that made it so that if you don't use or if you leave the camera or microphone on for too long, it puts it into rest mode. Because it thinks you've forgotten about it. Problem is, you can't stop it from doing it.
Right.
And it's
I don't like it when software has installed things that do your thinking for you.
Yeah,
exactly. Julian says, "I know in the FWW the attestation papers listed next of kin. Does that mean in the absence of a will, the next of kin just gets whatever you own?" Yes, it does.
Yeah. That's what happened with my late brother.
Then goes to you next.
Yeah, that's what happened. Well, that's also common law here in America. I mean, when my brother passed away, his without a will, it just automatically fell the next of kin. It's my brother, which is me and my sister.
Yeah. If you're married, it goes to your spouse automatically if you don't make a will. June says, regarding war films, in my honest opinion, the number one is Downfall, filmed entirely in German about the last days of Hitler.
Oh, yeah.
Harrowing when it dawns on you, this happened, humans did this to each other.
Yeah. That is a great film. People need to approach it objectively, and you will find a great film to view. But if you watch it with subjectively, it's a Nazi. Sorry, said that word. It's we know who that is. Then you're gonna, I don't know, sit with a stick up your backside. Forget it.
Yeah. This is the stupid thing with YouTube. You've got to be so careful about talking about stuff like that, and it's ridiculous because it's history. And if you don't talk about it, you don't learn from it.
Yeah,
it really annoys me.
Well, you're preaching to the choir, Mikey. Yeah. But I understand your frustration. I mean, look what I almost let a word slip.
Yeah. But there's a lot of YouTube history channels that are complaining now because they're making it incredibly difficult for them to actually teach history.
Yeah, a lot of them are leaving YouTube and going to other mediums like Nebula.
Yeah, Twitch and things like that.
Yeah.
I think the most popular one's Rumble. Rumble don't really say much.
Yeah. Dominique said, "Is there an after party after the hangout?" Oh, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, we could always go on the Discord if you want. It's up to the guys. It is there. You can always use the voice chat on there if you want. Scott's model says, "Is it your PC going to sleep mode or just the camera?" It's just the camera. What it is they, in the last Windows update on mine, they installed a thing that sets your USB drive to go to sleep after a certain time. If I haven't done anything with the camera or anything, I mean, it's a nuisance.
Quite.
Yeah. Yeah. Julian says, with WRT Sharp, with regards to Sharp, spoiler, has this episode been seen? I think the scene in Sharp's Enemy where Theresa dies is the only time the episode was better than the book. Yeah. I think they're both good, but you got to look at them in their own right. I mean, the episodes of Sharp, they included a lot of stuff, and they went into a lot of detail with the uniforms and all that, even the reenactors. Could they have put more of the book in? Maybe, but then the book would be about 6 hours. Each episode would be about 6 hours long, and it would cost them a fortune. So for what the budget they had, they did really, really well.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
and they're really good
cracking
to watch.
viewing. Yeah, I love them. I'd not seen them before, but they are exceptional. The books are fun.
Yeah.
They're not as good as Patrick O'Brian, in my humble opinion. But I tell you what, the Patrick O'Brian novels, the Aubrey Maturin series, yeah, as I say, there's 20 books. The Film Master and Commander is an amalgam of all 20 books. Like, all the conversations that happen are very, very different from what's in the book. Because the books won't make a good film.
Yeah.
They're wonderful. I've reread them.
Yeah.
They're absolutely wonderful. But it's not what you want to sit in the cinema and watch for 3. I would, but then again, I'll watch this stream.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah. But yeah, I've never understood why people compare books to films. Yes, okay, the film is based on the book, but you cannot expect
there you go.
to recreate an entire book.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Well, ask any Stephen King novel reader; they're full of complaints about all the films.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the Sharp series, right? If you look at the Sharp series of books, there's over 30. I think there's nearly 30 books. So if you did nearly 30 episodes, with each episode being about 4 or 5 hours long at least.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a series of films, not a mini series.
And again, you look at home. God's sake. They actually hired the sailing ship.
Yes. Yeah.
They didn't use CGI.
French on one side, British on the other.
God's sake, stupid internet. What the hell is going on? They actually got a proper sailing ship. Exactly.
Yeah. There's I think with the DVD.
Julian says, those who do learn from history are doomed to watch those who don't make the same mistakes.
Yeah.
Good point.
Absolutely. I think it also gives you a pretty if you do bother to learn from history and stuff, it does give you a little bit of a jaded view about the general public, because you watch people just think they're having these arguments and you're like, do you realise how stupid you are? How are you not getting what's going on?
Well, a lot
this
of people
is the
look
same
at
playbook that's been done 1,000 times before.
A lot of people look at things through the prism of today's society or societal values, and at least what I've noticed is that people then lose connection with what the story is trying to say, And instead of, well, that man is just, no, that man was a man of his time. The life around the American Civil War was not pleasant for a female. They were treated as such.
Yeah.
And, that's what this film is showing. I know it may not be very, what am I trying to say? Proper, but according to modern, but that's how women were looked upon in that time. I'm using it as an example because it's a very hard.
Yeah, exactly. Going back to that, I mentioned I got that book before, and in World War I history books and films and stuff, the role of women really does get overlooked, and in fact, it gets completely ignored for the majority.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah. Except in programs like Crimson Fields, where it's all about the nurses and stuff like that. What they did, what they ignore is the fact that because the men are away and hard times were so hard, a lot of them had to resort to things like prostitution and stuff, and a lot of them put themselves in a lot of danger so that they could keep food on the table for their kids and stuff whilst the men were away.
Yep.
Yeah. Then there's the factory work. They would work every hour God sends, because back then there was no working hours regulations.
That's right. Yeah, the women with the yellow hands.
Exactly.
Working in the munitions factories.
Well, yeah, you had the ones that ended up with Lucifer's jaw as well, because they're working with the luminous dials and things for watches and stuff like that, and it caused I think it's radium or whatever, caused their jaw to rot, the actual bone to rot, and it rotted away. So they ended up with no jaw whatsoever, no bottom jaw.
So in modelling news, so look, here's the thing. So this is one of the Patrick O'Brian novels. So this is The Far Side of the World. Everyone knows the film, I would imagine. So The Masked Commander is the first book in the series. This is the 10th book in the series. So Masked Commander Far Side of the World is, as I say, an amalgam of all of them. So in modelling news, what's happening this month? Well, Vanguard Models, who make probably the world's best wooden ship models, have announced that they're releasing the HMS Surprise as a kit. And my interest is piqued, because it's going to be very expensive, but it's going to be absolutely perfect, I think.
Does that mean we're going to see some shipbuilding videos, John?
Well, probably not, because I've got to do the victory first, and that's going to take the rest of my goddamn life, I think. And this is the other thing. So this is Harbour and High Seas, an atlas and geographical guide to the complete Audrey Maturin novels of Patrick O'Brian. And it's all of his ships there. And they've got maps of everything, of all 20 books and where they go, and, it explains everything. And it's a fantastic series. Get into it, do it.
Read.
But look, the line on top of Patrick O'Brian, it says, the greatest historical novelist of all time by the Times. And when I started reading this, I thought, it's a big ask. Yep, they're right. He is. He's as good as Jane Austen as a English novelist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, no, I'm a fanboy. Oh, sorry, Gary. So moving on to somebody else now.
No, I love it. In fact, I'm reading the second book in the series now. Currently, I love them. I took my dad to see the film when it's on at the cinemas, and so only time I've ever watched him watch a movie about the days of sail in the Royal Navy and not say anything. Not say a thing. Normally it's like, oh, for goodness sakes, they wouldn't do that, or they've got that in the wrong. But he actually didn't have a single bad thing to say. He absolutely loved it. I thought, well, that's cool.
It's like Lord of the Rings. A lot of love went into making that, I think, and it shows.
Yeah.
I quite like the new All Quiet on the Western Front as well. That came out.
Oh, so good.
I haven't seen that. Is a recent film?
Yeah, came out about 2 years ago, I think.
Oh, really?
Netflix. It's on Netflix.
Okay. The last one I remember is one with Ernest Borgnine and Richard Thomas from 1979.
Yeah. The way they ended that was brilliant.
Oh yeah, yeah, much better than the 1930 version.
Yeah.
Oh God, what was I going to say? I was going to say something that I thought was really. Oh, it's going to be mind blowing. Oh well, you all miss out because I do too.
Boy, I had the intellectual thought. If I could remember it, I'd change the world.
I'll try and bear the loss with dignity.
Yes.
Well, yeah, as will we all.
Oh, well, never mind. It will come back to you, mate. It'll be worth it.
I'll give you a call at 3 in the morning.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Just make sure it's 3 in your morning, yeah?
Oh, yeah. What do I need to do? Oh.
Julian says, in the book, Teresa was dead before Sharp found her. In the episode, they had a last conversation. Yeah.
That's good.
It was nice the way they did that. Julian says, war films are a bad tendency of shoehorning women and minorities into roles they didn't have instead of acknowledging or depicting the often pivotal roles they did have. Exactly.
Good
exactly
point.
My point.
Yeah.
They try to sanitize it as well. I don't like that. Well, this alcohol gel seems to be cleaning it really well. The resin.
Yeah. I mean, alcohol, soap and water bath, whatever it is, as long as you wash the parts, that's the most important thing. It'll improve paint adhesion.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm enjoying this. Right, ladies and gentlemen.
That's the hour.
Yeah, that's right. We are at the hour.
It is 3 minutes to the top of the 2 hours.
Yeah.
And yeah. So let's go for Gary. How have you got on?
What, you want to know what I've done?
Yeah.
Okay. I've done a lot of painting on my tank buster. So
nice.
It's ready now to have a clear coat on and then put some decals on. That'd be that then, which would be very fun.
It does look like it flies backwards, doesn't it?
Yeah. It just reminds me. So I can't put to mind what it actually reminds me of. I think it's a cartoon, like a Big Bird or something from years ago. It's like something flying that had a really long neck and a really long beak. A cartoon, but anyway, or maybe that's just a cheese dream I had last night. I'm not sure. The other thing I did was I did some weathering on my P40.
Ooh,
trying to shine a light.
Looking good.
Without.
We're blind.
There we go. Yeah. So it's
very
terrible. Bloody light.
There we go.
Anyway, yeah. Rubbish. Anyway, so yeah, just been doing some weathering, doing some soot from the prop, all in oils, just because it's there and it needed doing. So yeah, so that'll be finished this week as well.
Beautiful. That's a Pearl Harbor one.
Yeah, yes, Pearl Harbor. So I haven't done any like chipping on it, and
nor should you.
Stuff like that. Like all the markings are relatively clean, but it just I'm trying to make it look like a bit sort of Pacific corroded because I would have flown them, but not actually used them before Pearl Harbor. If you see what I mean.
Well, if they were at Pearl Harbor, then yeah, they were getting the sun on them from Hawaii. But as far as like dirtying them up and everything, I don't know. That might be done to a minimum because it was peacetime up until the raid.
Yeah. So just there we go. That's what I've been up to.
Julian says, I'm saying nothing about washing my parts.
Thank you so much, Julian.
It didn't happen if it's not on YouTube.
And Scott says he has a soft spot. Scott says he has a soft spot for P40s.
A lovely kit. It's the Airfix 148. It's a really nice kit to put together.
P40 was a great airplane.
Yeah, so let's go to Jim. How far have you got?
Okay, well,
what have you
I was
achieved
just doing some weathering on my my Grant tank while we were talking. I'm at my other bench here. Let me do a little sweep for a moment and show you. This is kind of my second workout, my second area to work on. There's my big Sherman data poster showing every make and model of the Sherman tank. But yes, I was just doing this while I was working on it because the only thing I can do on a Tiger right now is airbrushing different parts, small details, and other items. So I decided to get on with this. And I don't know, can you see it? I got doing work on the underside on the hull and just really dirtying it up. And I think I've reached a point where I should stop because there's really not much more I can do. This one's I need to find track links for it, plain and simple, and finish it. Put the sand shields on and the extra gear and the figures in and just move on from it. But got to find the track links first. But that's me.
Excellent. Let's go to John. Where is he?
Hello. So yes, so so you probably may, or maybe you have. So this is now, you can see all the shiny bits are extra shiny, but all the panel details are shining up now. So you can see the panel line washers just sitting in there. I'll let that dry maybe for 2 days before I go back and wipe it all back. But that's looking, I'm very happy with this. And the canopy, well, just once I remove the masks, that'll sit there. But it's coming up the home stretch. That's it. That's all I've done is pretty much detail on, just wash and a couple of little painting bits and pieces. But as I said before, I'm loving it. It's such a nice kit. Yeah. I've also been working on a limited release Grenache from the Barossa Valley. That's neither here nor there.
In 1-to-1 scale.
Well, I think Mikey's surprised that it's actually not a cask, but
I'm surprised it's not in a box. Yeah, I was going to say that.
Well, I decant it from the bottle into a box and then just hang it on a washing line and give it a spin.
No, let's admit it, John. Right? Let's be honest. What you do is you're fed up of me taking the piss out of you for drinking out of a box, so you decanter it from the box into a bottle.
Okay. Yeah, something like that.
Because I keep calling you Chavy. I keep calling you Chavy for drinking out of a cardboard box. Yes.
Yeah. There's a game in Australia called Goon of Fortune. I don't know if you've heard of it, but basically you get casks of wine and you take them all out of the box, so they're just bags, silver bags. Hang them all from a washing line, give it a spin, and then sort of like crack into it and just like, this one's a Riesling. Yeah.
We call them bagging boxes.
We call them goon bags.
Yeah. Because if you work in a pub and you have the like the Pepsis and the colas and stuff like that, they're called what's called post mix. So it's a syrup in a bag in a box, and then it gets mixed with the CO2 and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and that's how you get your drink. But if you actually rip the bag, it's just like a really thick, treacly syrup type stuff. It's horrible.
Yeah. Sounds fair.
Julian says he has a soft spot too. It's a swamp. Ew. Modest?
Yeah, nothing much happening on my bench. I've repainted it silver, ready to try the clear coat. The clear, mix the blue and the red together. Try that, and then I'm just masking up the doors and stuff for the car for tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I can get them based. Oh, and I found the red that I'm going to do the interior. There's this one.
Yeah.
Oh, pretty.
And that is a Citadel Mephiston red.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. That's it.
As for me, little old me, I've just been cleaning parts and sticking them together. There you go. That's him so far. He's got his legs on and one arm.
Yeah, I love those resin figure sets that give you no instructions. I thanks a lot.
Yeah. There you go. If I focus.
No, you had it.
There you go.
There you go. Yep. Yeah, it looks great.
Then on the back, he's got the carrier for his flamethrower.
Right.
He's got a little helmet.
Oh yes.
Stahlhelm, jawohl.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So it's been fun. It's gone quite quick today.
It always goes quick. Yeah.
It's an hour earlier for me because you started at 7 as opposed to 8 a.m. my time, because you move your clock back. I didn't yet, so I'm actually 1 hour behind what you're never mind.
Yeah.
It's just a bloody cock up.
It's a hot mess. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So anyway, it started at 7 a.m. instead of 8 a.m.
You want to see John trying to work it out? It's brilliant.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No.
It's just like, you know,
practically drawing on the wall.
I think I'd rather attend some kind of quantum mechanics class.
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah.
Oh, no, I'd be up for that.
That's pretty much what you want.
Mechanics. That's really cool.
I'm sure it is, Gary. Yeah, but I think I get make sense of that quicker than I would John's trying to explain it on a chalkboard. The time
what you need to try and find online are Richard Feynman's lectures on physics from about 1962 or 63. The guy won a Nobel Prize for one of the 3 people who founded quantum chromodynamics. It's really, really important thing. It explains almost everything. And he starts off by saying, look, don't be worried if you don't understand what I'm going to tell you, because to be honest, most of my students don't understand it. In fact, none of my research assistants understand it because I don't understand it. But I got the Nobel Prize for it. You don't have to understand it, but this is how we think the world works. And he talks in such straight language, and suddenly it's like, wow, that's really cool. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Brilliant. The man was a genius.
Any more comments? Nope. Cool. Nope. So, if you guys want to do any modeling together after the show, feel free to nip it onto the Discord, because we do have the voice channels on there, which are only utilized, I think.
Yeah.
I have to try that again. But I was doing the Models for Heroes link up. That was the one where I made connection, but I didn't make a connection. I could hear you, but I don't think anyone knew I was. But that's kind of the story of my life.
So, I mean, if you guys if people want to start doing sessions in the Discord, then you're more than welcome to. It's not a problem.
Sure. Yeah.
You don't need me to be in there to do sessions, as long as you.
But your presence adds such illuminates everything. So.
You know.
Did you quickly before we go? I just want to say, Mikey, if you part your beard, you will be Alfred von Tirpitz. You are. Der Kriegsmarine, yeah. Actually, I'm reading about him right now in his pivotal part in the German Navy, in that book, Dreadnought. Fantastic read. I really suggest you buy that, Mikey. If you will love it.
Yeah. Awesome. Julian's last comment just said, "Have read Stephen Hawking's A Brief History of Time. The only bit that gave me a headache was the time cones." Yeah. I do keep meaning to get that book. I would like to read it. It'd be interesting.
It's a little bit harder. Trust me, it's a little bit harder to deal with.
my favorite
Professor Alice Roberts is doing a tour of so she's going to come into Newcastle in a couple of weeks. So from Cell to Civilization. So I'm a sort of nerd. I'll go and sit in a theatre and listen to her. She's fantastic.
Yeah, she is good. She's very good. Very good communicator.
Yeah. And Jim's just going, I don't know who you're talking about.
It's all right. There's always my mind's open to learning about it, though. So I'm not going to close my mind to something like that. It's good.
Yeah, my favorite Stephen Hawking's theory is the theory of best fit reality. That's brilliant, I think.
Theory of what? Sorry.
Best fit reality.
Best fit reality.
Best fit. Is that what? Could you spell that, please?
Bravo Echo Sierra Tango Foxtrot India Tango.
I'm a civilian.
BESTFIT.
That's all one word?
No, 2 words.
Two words.
Best,
okay.
best
Hyphenated? hyphenated, best fit, kind of like a posh British last name?
No, just 2 words. The theory of best fit reality.
I think English is flummoxing our friend Jim.
No, I'm trying to catch on here. I mean,
Okay.
just trying to.
So basically, what it says is, we don't actually know what reality is. We just assume we know.
Okay. I see.
The example he gives is, if you're stood in a room, there's nothing in the room. There's just a window, a door, and a table. If you then walk out the room and close the door, you assume the table's going to be in the same place, because it doesn't make sense in our minds for anything to happen in that room because nothing's in there. But we don't know if that table has actually flown out the window, gone around the moon, and come back again. We're just assuming that it'll still be there when we go back in, because our brains can't handle the idea that it wouldn't be doing anything else.
Okay.
There we go.
All right.
And it does make a lot of sense if you think about it.
Well, sure. I mean, I'm accepting the fact that there's nothing I'm familiar with as a force that's going to move that table. So there's no reason for me to think it would go anywhere. I mean, the thought wouldn't even occur to me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's some really good YouTube videos and stuff about it.
You put on Julian's last comment. Julian, I love you. You don't ever leave the show. Kid, you got to be around. You should come on every Monday too. You're brilliant. I love you.
Right. I don't know what's happening tomorrow.
Yeah.
We should be live, but whatever happens.
Okay. Did we start with radishes or turnips? I can't remember.
Yeah, but whatever happens, I'll be live.
Yeah.
Whatever happens. All right. 11 till 1. Then on Thursday, it's Halloween. So me, John, and Mr. Morris shall be live with our Battle of Britain locomotives. Yes. And John's going to dress up for Halloween.
As Paul.
Yeah. And then on Friday, we've got another Creative Friday.
Yes, that's right. So, Creative Friday.
So yeah, fun-packed week.
Yeah.
And I'll also, what I'll do on Wednesday is I'll put up the second part to the interview as well with Malcolm. So I'll spread it out over the week. So it's been each end. Yeah, and I'm going to have a discussion with a couple of you and see about doing interviews. So cool. Yeah. So that's all from us, and we shall see you tomorrow, maybe.
Maybe.
We'll see. Maybe. If I get a notification, I know you're going to be on. If I don't, I know you're not.
Yeah. All right. I'll see you later, guys.
Take care.
Take care, everyone.
Bye. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.